we want to spruce up our set a wee bit here, so we challenged our roving reporter, George, to make something for our shelves behind us. Last month, he made this bowl at the Honeypot Ceramics. What do you think? Quite crafty work.
It's not bad, actually. He's live at Summer Hall tonight. What's the plan, George?
The plan is here, right now, at the Edinburgh Hacklab. I'm joined by the director of the Hacklab to find out what the Hacklab is. Al Bennett, how are you doing this evening? Now, tell us, what is Edinburgh Hacklab?
So we are a hackerspace, which is part of a kind of global network of spaces all around the world for people to come around and make stuff. So it started in the States about 10 years ago, a couple of places in New York and LA and things like that, and it's gradually moved around the world, and now in pretty much every city around the world you'll find something like this. So we have a space here where we can do electronics, and we've got a 3D printer and laser cutter, and we've got tools, we've got a workshop next door for making things, and it's basically a place people can come to make stuff.
Now tell me, what sort of people come down here to sort of work on projects?
We've got a variety of members and non-members. We have 2 open nights on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, and anybody can turn up and make anything they want. So people come along with an idea, or they come along with a broken thing and they need a hand, and yeah, we have the equipment and some of the know-how to give them a hand doing it. So it's all sorts of people turn up. We have lots of programmers, we've got people who work in IT, we've got people who work with electronics, we've got an airline pilot who's a member, we've got artists. I mean, it's all sorts of people like to come down and use a space.
Tinkering about.
Yeah,
and
indeed.
Talking of tinkering about, here's Atomic Arcade. Fergus and Sonia, how are you doing this evening? Tell me, Fergus, what's the idea behind this?
It's a science game in which you build atomic nuclei by firing in protons and neutrons.
Fantastic. Well, unfortunately, we have to hand back to these guys in the studio just now. Join me a bit later on. I'll be through in the other room with the laser printer and making an acrylic STV Cities logo just for the studio. Join us a bit later on.
I'd rather that we give him some £50 notes to print out. No, don't try that.
George looking the part in the geeky lab, isn't he?
He was, yeah, looking very. Now it's time for a wee catch up with our roving reporter George. He's busy finding out about a club called Hacklab at Summer Hall. Let's hope he's making us something very nice. How's it going, George?
It's going well, Hayley. Yes, I am at the laser printer. Laser printer? Yeah.
Cutter.
Laser cutter. Printer, cutter. We're going to the 3D printer very soon, but laser cutter here. Still joined by Al Bennett, the director of Edinburgh Hacklab here at Summer Hall. Now, Al, tell me a bit about how you've got our lovely logo on the monitor and how this works.
Yeah, so I've taken your logo that you emailed over and did a bit of processing, so you should recognise it looks pretty close to what you'd expect.
That's the STV Cities logo there, sorted.
Yep. So this is a vector. This works. It works in lines basically. So it will cut over lines that you draw. You can draw these in any kind of drawing package or whatever. Import it into the software, and then it cuts out in here. So this is laser cutter. You can cut various things. We've got ply, MDF, acrylic. So people make some interesting kind of things. I don't know how well that'll come out, but somebody's made a dog. I have no idea. I just found it in here. I have no idea what that was for. This is kind of cool though. If you cut lots and lots of sections, you can put these things together. So that's a donut. But yeah, that would have taken forever to cut out by hand. So it's kind of nice to be able to get a machine to do it for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we like laser cutters.
Okay, and do you have to wear safety goggles for this at all?
Yeah, you don't, but I think you should put them on anyway.
Just in case, just get these safety glasses on, just in case. And yes, let's have a look at this in action.
So we'll go for it. So we're going to cut your logo out of a bit of acrylic here, and we'll see a bit later on how well it comes out. So we'll get that in there, and put that down there. If you'd like to do the honours,
I'll do the honours, the big button, yeah.
Start just there. Sorted. Magic should happen.
There we go.
So the head moves backwards and forwards. There's a big laser tube at the back, and it squirts out 40 watts of infrared laser. Bounces around off some mirrors, gets focused onto the acrylic, and makes your logo, hopefully.
And there we go. And something to brighten up the studio as well, no doubt. Tell me, Al, what in terms of events do you sort of participate in throughout the year?
Well, we run our own events, so we have workshops and things on programming and Arduinos and electronics and things like that, so you can learn to use microcontrollers and make LEDs flash and do cool stuff. So we run those a few times a year. We run workshops as part of the Science Festival, so we teach people to solder, which people are amazed that you can actually do this by hand, and it's like, well, for us it's not that hard, and we can show you how to do it in 20 minutes, so that's good fun to do. So we do those. We'll be doing some more in April, part of this year's Science Festival. The Mini Maker Fair happens at Summer Hall as well, which is a big meet-up of like-minded people who make stuff and things like that.
Excellent. Well,
So
Al, many
good.
thanks indeed for that. Join me a bit later on to see the finished product. For now, though, it's back to Ewan and Laurie in the Social Media Hub.
Now, there are so many good things going on at Summer Hall Art Centre at the Meadows. It's hard to know where to begin. Our reporter George is there right now live. How's it going, George?
Lots going on, yes, Ewan. You may have noticed earlier, Atomic Arcade. I'm going to have a bit of a shot just now. Sonia, how long did this take to design?
Probably, overall the concept took about 6 months, but I mostly mocked up all the bits in the library for over a few hours.
Can I have a quick shot just now, guys? Let's have a look. So we'll go at the start button here. So we've got proton barrel there, a bit of neutrons in the mix. I made helium, making progress. A few more protons in the mix. Oh, lithium. Beryllium, back to lithium. Grand, we'll leave that there just now. Did I do any good?
You did all right, yeah.
I'll take that. Joining me now, Peter, if you'd just like to step forward, if that's okay.
Yep.
Tell me what on earth you're wearing. Peter Jackson on your head.
So this is a normal, straightforward straw hat that I came into my possession, and I decided to put some LED lights on it. So these are just little flashing lights. So I used it as an opportunity to learn to do electronics and things.
Fantastic.
So
Let's have a look at it in action.
yeah, so it's on the head on swirly mode. There's a little remote control here that can change the colours to red, green, blue, back to flash again.
That is pretty epic. How long have you been coming to the Hacklab down here?
Almost since the start, 3 or 4 years. I found out about the lab while I was on holiday in Berlin.
Oh, right.
A couple of the members, I bumped into them.
There we go.
So,
and
yeah.
back to base just
Yeah,
here.
yeah, back to
Fantastic.
Edinburgh, yeah.
Peter, many thanks indeed
Right,
for joining
thank
me.
you.
We're just going to make our way around here. Now this was made by that. Let's just have a look at the 3D printer. Al, tell us a bit more about this printer and what can you make?
This is our new baby. So we've had the laser cutter through there for quite a while. This has just been bought in the last couple of months. Yeah, we can make things out of plastic. So here's a mammoth, and there's the inside of a mammoth. It can make things out of stuff called PLA or ABS, which is quite tough plastic.
Yeah.
And you can make interesting shapes. So the laser cutter can do flat things, and this can do 3D things.
Brilliant. I tell you what, it's been a fascinating evening tonight indeed. Andrew, very quickly, the topic of tonight's show is how have you been dumped or how have you dumped someone else? Can you tell us anything?
Oh, goodness. Mine just kind of fizzle out.
And on that sad note, it's back to you in the studio.
Edinburgh's hottest property. The Fountainbridge Show, sponsored by Warner Solicitors and Estate Agents.